Man, these were some of the best playoff games of all time. It's honestly going to be kind of hard to rank them, but we're going to try our best.
And isn't this what you like to see? Divisional round weekend, all three games so far decided by game-winning field goal.
January 2022 will certainly go down as one of the single most memorable months in American sports history. Here's how we'd rank all 12 of this year's NFL playoff games, from Wild Card Weekend up to the conference championships. Number 12, Buffalo Bills versus New England Patriots, AFC Wildcard. On paper, this looked like to be the best matchup for Super Wildcard Weekend. Well, so much for that. You had to be a Buffalo Bills fan or a Patriots hater to really enjoy this game. We thought Bill Belichick's defense against Josh Allen and company would offer up a tense back-and-forth chess match. Nope. That Patriots defense had zero answers for that Buffalo offense. Allen completed 21 of 25 pass attempts for 308 yards and 5 touchdowns. And the Bills' run game gashed New England for another 174 yards on the ground. It was never really a contest. Buffalo went on to crush their longtime AFC East bullies 47-17. Number 11, Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Philadelphia Eagles, NFC Wildcard. This wasn't as bad as the Bills-Patriots game because the Eagles' D kept them in the contest at least for a quarter and a half. Nobody gave Philly much of a chance to upset the defending champions on the road, and it didn't take long to see why. He misfired all day long despite superb protection from his O-line. The Eagles' league-best rushing offense was also a non-factor. The defense got 4 sacks on Tom Brady, but what good is that when your offense can't score? And Tampa cruised to an easy 31-15 victory. Number 10, Los Angeles Rams versus Arizona Cardinals, NFC Wildcard. It was a rather dull affair on Monday Night Football. The Rams took it to the banged-up Cardinals all across the field. Kyler Murray was held to just 137 passing yards and just 6 more yards on the ground. He was also picked off twice. Matthew Stafford only had to attempt 17 passes. 13 of them were completed, resulting in a very efficient 202 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. The Rams absolutely humiliated Arizona's rush defense with 140 yards on the ground as well. Arizona's first playoff appearance in 6 years ended in a 34-11 blowout loss. Number 9, Kansas City Chiefs versus Pittsburgh Steelers, AFC Wildcard. This game at least had one major storyline. It was the final outing of Ben Roethlisberger's Hall of Fame career. To their credit, the Steelers' scrappy defense kept it close for almost 30 full minutes before the wheels started coming off. TJ Watt's fumble return touchdown put the Steelers up 7-0 in the second quarter. KC responded with a pair of scoring drives to go up by 7. Then, with only 13 ticks remaining in the half, Patrick Mahomes tossed a 48-yard touchdown to Travis Kelce. That was basically the ballgame. KC quickly tacked on 14 more points in the third quarter en route to a 42-21 victory. It was at least fun to watch some vintage Patrick Mahomes. Number 8, Cincinnati Bengals versus Las Vegas Raiders, AFC Wildcard. Unlike the bottom 4 entries on the list, this Bengals-Raiders game was actually a close one that went down to the wire. The first half was high scoring, with the Bengals taking a 20-13 lead into halftime. Derek Carr's 14-yard strike to Zay Jones with 13 ticks remaining in the second quarter cut the Raiders' deficit to 7, getting them right back into the game. The second half was largely dominated by both defenses. No more touchdowns were scored as each team settled on a pair of field goals. The ending, however, did not lack drama. Trailing by 7 late in the fourth, Carr orchestrated a surgical drive and drove Vegas inside the Cincy 10-yard line. But the Bengals defense flexed its muscles and the Raiders' drive stalled when Jermaine Pratt picked off Carr near the goal line. With that, the Bengals had finally won their first playoff game since 1990. Number 7, San Francisco 49ers versus Dallas Cowboys, NFC Wildcard. Well, what do you know? The bottom 6 spots on our list are occupied by each of the 6 wildcard games. It just goes to show how amazing the next 2 weekends of the playoff really were. However, of all the wildcard contests this year, the revival of the 90s rivalry between the Cowboys and 49ers was hands down the best. Dak Prescott's 20-yard TD to Amari Cooper was the only offense Dallas could muster in the opening half, as they trailed 16-7 at the break. Deebo Samuel's highlight reel 26-yard TD run in the third quarter seemingly put the game away, but a Greg Zerlane field goal and a subsequent Jimmy G interception, courtesy of Anthony Brown, in the fourth quarter gave Dallas new life. After the pick, Prescott scrambled for a 5-yard touchdown to make it a one-score game. And the drama would only escalate from there. Dallas got it back and quickly moved into San Fran territory, but they curiously called for a Prescott run up the middle. Hopefully, they'd still have time to spike the ball and take one more shot at the end zone. But before you knew it, the time had run out on the Cowboys and their season. Number 6, San Francisco 49ers versus Green Bay Packers, NFC Divisional. For the first 50 or so minutes, this game was pretty dull, unless you're a fan of punts. The Green Bay Packers scored on the opening drive of the game. Then, not a single point was scored again until Robbie Gould made a field goal with 8 minutes and 13 seconds left in the third quarter. The punt fest continued until Mason Crosby's 33-yarder early in the fourth put Green Bay up 7. Things finally got good from there, though. A fifth sack on Rodgers forced yet another Green Bay punt, but this one came with a twist. The 49ers blocked it, and Talanoa Hufanga took it to the end zone for the tie. On the ensuing drive, the 49ers defense held down the fort once again, forcing yet another Green Bay punt. And Jimmy Garoppolo pieced together a phenomenal drive that was highlighted by Deebo's 9-yard run on 3rd and 7. Robbie Gould came out for a 45-yard attempt after that to win the game, and it was good. The 49ers went from narrowly missing the playoffs altogether to knocking out the Cowboys and the top-seeded Packers. It also happened to be San Fran's 4th playoff win against Rodgers in 9 years. Number 5, Cincinnati Bengals versus Tennessee Titans, AFC Divisional. Sloppy football by two teams is often hard to watch, but when it's in the divisional round, hey, we're all for it. Consider these stats. Joe Burrow was sacked 9 times by the top-seeded Titans. Ryan Tannehill threw 3 interceptions. The Bengals committed 6 penalties. Tennessee was 1 for 8 on 3rd downs. Derrick Henry's highly anticipated return netted only 62 rushing yards and a TD on 20 carries. And yet, this game was downright epic. The game was tied 16 apiece in the fourth quarter. Both defenses held firm and prevented any more scoring in the first 14 minutes of the final frame. That would all change at the very end, however. Ryan Tannehill's pass attempt to Nick Westbrook-Ikine on 3rd and 5 was batted and picked off by Logan Wilson with 20 seconds remaining. Burrow hit Jamar Chase for 19 yards on the first play of the drive. That would set up rookie Evan McPherson's clutch 52-yarder that sent the underdog Bengals into the AFC Championship game. The Titans' dream season was over, while the Bengals' dream season lives on. Number 4, Los Angeles Rams versus San Francisco 49ers, NFC Championship. This was another defensive battle for most of the first 3 quarters. Jimmy Garoppolo's touchdown strike to George Kittle with 1:59 seconds remaining in the third helped San Fran increase its lead to 10. There was no panic from the home team, however. Matthew Stafford pieced together a tremendous 7-play drive that culminated with an 11-yard touchdown pass to Cooper Kupp. After forcing a punt, the Rams drove down the field and set up Matty Gay's game-tying 30-yard field goal. The Rams D once again buckled down and forced a 49ers punt, and Stafford engineered the drive of his career, highlighted by a 25-yard completion to Kupp. Gay's 30-yarder with 1:46 remaining put the Rams up by 3. On the ensuing drive, Jimmy G tried avoiding a sack by flipping the ball to JaMychal Hasty, but it bounced off his hands and into the waiting arms of Travin Howard. Game, set, match, Rams. Number 3, Cincinnati Bengals versus Kansas City Chiefs, AFC Championship. Man, what more can we say? The Bengals were down 18 points in the second quarter and looked down and out of it. But Joe Cool and his crew refused to give in, even to the powerhouse Chiefs at Arrowhead. The Bengals put up 11 in the third quarter to tie the game at 21 apiece. The two teams exchanged late fourth quarter field goals to force overtime. And at that point, everyone assumed it would come down to a coin flip. As they did against the Bills, KC won the toss in overtime. But there was no Mahomes magic this time around. Von Bell picked off the KC quarterback's deep heave to Tyreek Hill, and the Bengals would make the most of it. Burrow and Joe Mixon took over from there, setting up McPherson to play hero once again with a 31-yard field goal. Just like absolutely no one predicted at the start of the year, the Bengals were Super Bowl bound for the first time since the 1988 season. Number 2. Los Angeles Rams versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers, NFC Divisional. This should not have gone down to the wire, but 4 costly, careless Rams fumbles allowed Tampa Bay to turn this game into another all-time classic. Stafford's 1-yard touchdown run with 7 minutes left in the third should have put the game away right then and there. The Rams were up 24 points against a banged-up Tampa team that couldn't get anything going on offense. Then, Cooper Kupp fumbled on the ensuing drive, and the Rams turned that into a Leonard Fournette touchdown. And it took Brady just 3 plays and 36 seconds to get Tampa back in the end zone. Now in clock melting mode, the Rams once again blew it when Cam Akers fumbled with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. The Bucs recovered, and Leonard Fournette's 9-yard TD and Succop's ensuing extra point evened the score with 42 ticks remaining. It looked like overtime would be needed, but then Cooper Kupp happened. Tampa then sent an all-out blitz, and Stafford found Kupp for a monster 44-yard gain. That set up Gay for a game-winning 30-yarder as time expired. And he hit it, sending the Rams to the NFC title game. Number 1. Kansas City Chiefs versus Buffalo Bills, AFC Divisional Round. This game wasn't just the best game of this season's playoffs. It may have very well been the best NFL game ever. Period. Folks, this game had it all, highlighted by 4 scores and 3 lead changes inside the final 2 minutes. Let's get right into that final 2 minutes, shall we? First, Josh Allen hit Gabriel Davis on 4th and 13 in the end zone to give the Bills the 29-26 lead with 1 minute and 54 seconds remaining. It took Patrick Mahomes just 5 plays and 52 seconds, though, to regain the lead for KC, thanks to a 64-yard strike to Tyreek Hill with 62 seconds left. It seemed like the Chiefs were destined to prevail. But then, with just 13 seconds remaining, Allen found Davis for his 4th touchdown of the game to seemingly send the Bills to the conference championship. However, apparently 13 seconds is more than enough time for Mahomes, because all he needed was 2 plays and 10 seconds to set up Harrison Butker's game-tying 49-yarder. How does the league's top defense let that happen? Overtime was needed. Kansas City won the coin toss, and you just knew what would happen from there. Mahomes could not be stopped, and the Bills added to their long list of playoff heartbreaks when Mahomes hit Travis Kelce for the walk-off 8-yard touchdown on their opening drive of the extra frame. But how would you rank all the playoff games from 2021 to 2022? And join us in the comments section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.